Hello everybody, welcome once again to a quick overview, another stop on our digital transformation journey. There's been some new features developed on one of the platforms that we use, a platform called Aluma. They've extended some of the GUI based features of the system so that you can very quickly try out your own documents and see what sort of results you get without even having to do any coding. Now the classification and the extraction logic can be designed through the GUI, and you can upload and test documents also in that same GUI. So I'm going to quickly take you through those today, and I welcome any feedback that you may have. So we'll start off as usual with your login screen into the Aluma platform. You will have got yourself a subscription set up and be familiar with these steps already. So I've got a couple. I'm going to choose my corporate one and just review where we are. All of the new tools that I'm going to take you through, the new tools basically cover redaction. That is the ability to burn out, if you like, information that you've specified or a type that you've specified from any submitted document. These features are located here. Just to quickly recap on these extractors, some of these I've created myself, so anything that's not prefixed with Aluma dot is of my own devising and covered in a separate tutorial. How to do that is covered in a separate tutorial. For now I've got one, a kind of a general extractor that looks for various bits of personally identifiable information that I've configured using a GUI. So it's things like names, addresses, dates, and so on, as well as a couple of custom regexes, regular expressions that I've used to hunt for some of the data in there as well. I'm going to be using as samples some documents from Companies House. This is corporate information, accounts, mortgage information, appointment of directors, etc. Various live documents that are in the public domain. There's a few that I've got, and I'll make these samples available since they're in the public domain. I'm perfectly happy to provide them to you as a zip file, so you've got something to run and test against this or other platforms. So I had a quick look at some of these. This one looks to be like a reasonably scanned copy of a certificate of incorporation, so this is a start of a journey a company's been on. I don't know how many pages it is, but it's got various bits of information stored in there, some quite good metadata. We'll test it against that one anyway. Okay, so that's going to be our sample document. Let's go right ahead and go through the steps that we need to test both extraction and redaction. So there's to say identifying a key metadata and then redacting it as a multiple step process. So I select run. First thing it wants is for me to choose the document, so I'm going to choose to upload that file. You can see here that I've already predefined that I want to use the Aluma extractor. I've run this test previously, so it's already anticipating that. So I'm going to pick the file, browse to that file, and let's just make sure I'm in the right location. Pick the file. I think it was 55 that I was using. There's a pretty good reason for I'm choosing 55 because I recently was. So there's our upload file, and we can now run that extractor to get a feel for what sort of data it's found. It's scoured that document and found. So we can see it's got various dates. It hasn't found any phone numbers or, unsurprisingly, national insurance numbers. Didn't find any date of birth information, but it found various postcode, addresses, names, and some dates as well. So the additional feature that's new now, as of this week, is that we can now save a redacted PDF. And these are some of the sort of powerful features of the system that you can leverage programmatically rather than just through the GUI. But you can choose to burn in those redactions. So that is to say that text that has been identified, you can choose to burn it in or burn it out, as I should say, And you can also include bookmarks so that you can bookmark, navigate your way around this document. Um, were you not to choose to burn them in, it might be a useful intermediary step if you were reviewing auto redaction for the purposes of sharing someone's requested files. You, as a final step, could choose to review what the system has identified as redactable material, and yes or no it, and it would help you to navigate around to find those areas that it's going to redact for you. Let's choose to do both and see what happens. So we choose to save the redacted PDF. Is running that extraction process and then highlighting that extraction process because it's got coordinate data from the PDF, and then it's going to save that down to us to allow us to take a look at it. It can take a couple of seconds. It depends if it's warmed up or because it's a public subscription, other people might be using the resources that you're sharing. Yes, so we can indeed see that that data has been burnt out. We choose to burn it out in this case, as opposed to just highlight it for an interactive step. And beyond that, we can also see that we've got so the navigation features are, within the bookmark of a PDF. So it sort of supports that bookmarking feature in a PDF. That's it. It's really quite a powerful feature that combines extraction with redaction. Other tutorials contain how to actually do this, both from the command line and from the GUI like we used, if you wanted to get to grips with the upstream steps such as classification, or to create your own extractors and your own extraction logic. They're all in previous tutorials. That's it for now. I think it's a really powerful feature. It's only just come on board this week into the platform. Have a play, give us your feedback. Love to hear back what you think and learn some of the use cases that you could potentially put this feature and this capability towards. Talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.